what I would imagine the presence would have done is grant me room to take risks, and such that failure isn't such a shocking thing. And I think that's conversations we need to have with, as a family or as a country or as a nation or as a world, at what is the correct age to let go as a parent?
There's when you
Or
speak,
is there one? Another thing that eats away at like fathers or parents in general.
fathers.
You raised this thing.
Thing is wild.
Not only did you raise it, it came from you.
It came from
These
you.
are half of it is you. Yeah, half of it is
Sormodia
you.
He's been arrested a couple of times.
Yeah.
I've bailed him a couple of times.
Yeah.
And he's not arrested for stealing.
Yeah.
He's arrested for violence.
Yeah.
Right? But there's that contribution, and there are a lot of men who are in prison. They're gangsterism. And if you really have conversation with these people, it's common. A boy child does not have a father.
It lives inside of me. I can feel it moving, eating me from inside, trying to escape. Chaos. I am a shack on fire. My insides are burning, but my skin is corrugated iron. You cannot see the flames yet. Smoke is the only evidence of my reality that somewhere inside, an inferno seeks to escape. I have to bottle in these emotions, this disaster waiting to happen. I've been doing this for so long, sometimes I forget it's even there until someone tries to touch me. Forgive me for my lack of tears. You see, they were the first to burn. And then my voice followed. By the time I turned 18, it was already too late. You see, as a man, I quickly learned to hold in the fire. This is why you cannot make a home out of me. This is why I am not as open. This is why I am not outspoken. I am a museum of burnt things, a gallery of ashes. I am sorry that I lied. But lying becomes the only option when people can't stand the truth. I can feel my bones burning. My skin is beginning to cave in. Even with this pressure I have managed to hold in, I am still accountable for my brother's sins. It has been several days and I haven't seen my brother since, and I heard that his flames has broke through his skin, and those that were unfortunately close to him are victims to this inevitability, and now they've come to me. Looking for clarity, telling me that I am like my brother. Trust me, I know. I will know this until I die or blast or whichever one comes first. I confess, I don't know how it feels like to wear a skirt. They say being a man is a privilege. What's a privilege when you're feared by the ones you're raised to protect? I have managed to cocoon this monsoon only to be told it is nothing to take pride in. Would you rather I explode? I am a shack on fire. I am a hazard. When my father left, he forgot to turn off the stove. Now this heat only explains why I am called my father's son. I've been trying to avoid what could be a squatter camp domino effect. When one shack burns, the rest follows. What were you expecting? When you gave your daughters dolls and you gave your sons guns as toys, what were you preparing them for? I'm not saying that my pain was worse than yours. I'm saying that I am hurting too. And empathy becomes hard when I'm rubbing a face that is hurting you. It's a catch-22. Because if I come close to you, I will burn you. Now, the only option is to give you space. The problem now is I cannot promise you that my brother will do the same. All men are the same. All men are insane, trapped in a burning asylum. All men are trying to escape. And some actually escaped. And the society has suffered their rage. Now they're pointing fingers at the very monsters they create. But then again, some men are ashamed to admit that they too are afraid of their brothers. Talk to your sons. Tell them that it's okay to be afraid. That he's going to need those tears to put out the flames, because the day you tell him it is not, I swear, it is the day you set his inside on fire. Chaos.
Chaos. Masai Sipuru.
Yeah.
And then they stand up.
This poem has been with me for a while. It was one of those that I didn't write. It wrote itself through me. if that makes sense.
It does.
Because it wrote itself through me. I think it used my rage at the time to manifest itself.
And you've grown
Right.
to be a different man now.
Yes,
What
I'm a different man.
What happened to the rage?
Education.
Mm.
Yeah, education, street education, conversations that I'm having with the people that I hang around, listening in conversation with my friends, listening in conversation with women, and figuring out where to put it. Because rage is energy.
Sure.
Energy needs to be transformed. So figuring out what it needs to be transformed into, because it can be transformed in anything, into anything, right? So it's that.
be
It's a
violence
lot
too.
of journey that I took. Because you can see at the time, it's the same time I wrote Black Boy Magic, and then after that, I wrote Sunless Fathers, and I wrote my new material. So I was working through something at that time.
And what are you working on now? Like looking at your body of work.
Yeah.
I mean, you've won many
Yeah.
awards at this or that.
I did. I think dealing with manhood and father, and that's one of the reasons I momentarily stopped writing about it, because it was winning so much, and I was fearing that the point is being missed. The artistry was being celebrated than the message underneath, and I was just like, I don't think I'm being heard, so I walked away a bit. I know it was not. I don't know if it was my choice to make, because other people did receive it well. So it was just sort of my ego taking over as a creator.
It's interesting to speak about
Yeah.
when you say they celebrated the artist than the work.
The message underneath.
So
yeah.
we did a work with Refilwe Lepere, Dr. Refilwe Lepere, called Woundscape.
Yeah.
So the play is about the country's dancing, whereas the country is burning.
Yeah.
So we dance to them on piano when children are being
course.
raped. We dance to them on piano music
Yeah.
when 2 billion has been stolen.
And we make music about it. We would make music
But
and
we
we dance.
forget.
We would
But is
dance.
it wrong though to go and forget for a moment?
I think it's wrong when we're not the ones in control of the music. Yeah. And
Also,
I think
also sometimes it feels like we are doing more forgetting than anything else.
Yeah. But my point is, I think the music and where we go to dance, I think that is curated. I think we're dancing unintentionally. I think as soon as we get serious, a new song drops, and I don't think that's coincidence. I know I'm going into the realm of conspiracy theory, but I do think that South African entertainment and how we consume also alcohol, how we consume our music, the things we write about, the things we sing about, I don't think it's coincidence. I do think that it's a curated thing, that Black people think that they're the ones in control, but something else sinister is at work. But again, I could be wrong, but it feels planned. It feels planned, right? There's a lot of things that South Africa needs to sit down and talk about, like the conversation we're going to be having today. But they all have to go through the fluff of groove.
I have.
First. And that's a big fluff to go through.
Yeah.
Right?
But it's a space where we get a moment to forget, you know?
To what end? To what end?
I don't know to what end, but it's well, besides it being the only ecosystem that is owned in the townships, but after work, after being paid, after pain, after crying, after all of these things, the groove becomes a place.
I don't mind groove.
Let's dance a bit.
I don't mind groove.
There's that poem that you did.
Yeah.
Oh, hell, we danced.
Yeah.
It's about dancing.
It's about dancing, man.
But that is what I was trying to talk about, right? I don't have an issue with the dancing and
music and everything.
The only issue is that is it ours, right? Is it our? Is this it?
Okay, break it down. Like,
'Cause
it's
like-
ours in terms of what? Music is ours. Money is ours. We buy this drink. We dance to the music that we like.
Yes, but I don't know if that's true actually, because obviously the higher up you go, the paler the skin tone gets.
Yeah.
In the terms of like the music, the people that decide which music to put out. If you go to the club, the club owners and the alcohol we buy, the higher up you go, the paler the skin becomes.
Yeah.
So we're definitely not in control of that economy.
Yeah,
we're
but-
just participants of it.
Yeah,
right?
because at some point we become a dictator.
Yeah, but that's the
Yeah,
that's
we become dependent on it.
that's the economy of it. Now there's the philosophy or the politics of it all. Is it coincidence that in townships you only find two gathering spaces? You find a tavern and you find a church. Those are your options in most townships.
Yeah, sure.
So I don't think that's coincidence. I think that's now politics at work, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a distraction at work. Again, it's so easy for us to look over it because it does feel conspiracy-ish about it, right? Because it's sort of just rooted in a hunch.
Yeah.
But the hunch is there, like
It's
prove me
evident, yeah.
wrong.
Sure.
If I'm wrong, if it's a conspiracy, then show me the thing, right? But if you go to a township, what you will find is a church. That's where we gather, and a tavern. Those are your only gathering spaces in most townships, and that is not coincidence.
Yeah, because every community needs its own pillars. You know, it needs the church as a pillar, it needs safety as a pillar, it needs education as a pillar, it needs banking system as a pillar of the community. But those pillars are being dismantled and they don't exist. I mean, we all know what
they're
is
not
happening
real.
to
Yeah,
safety.
they're not real pillars. They're not real at all. Especially like almost this church institutions, they do have a more sinister layer underneath, right? And a lot of sexual harassment and rape cases do happen in most of these churches. Same as in taverns,
Sure,
right?
sure.
You
Yes,
find the
100%.
same.
Yeah,
we experience the same problems.
Yeah.
Promiscuity happens in both the church and the taverns, right? People just go there. There's a trending video of. Anyway, I don't want to get
Of the
into that.
helicopter.
You know what I mean? So it's promiscuity happens in both places, right? So if you're neither a church believer nor a drinker, you are now subjected to solitude that you don't really want, right? Where are you gonna go? There is no place to go. There are no places to gather. There are no like open galleries.
And we're communal
There are no
beings.
libraries.
Yeah.
There
They
no,
are, but you won't find books.
yeah. No, if you go to library, even if you do go there, it's not serviced
Yeah, sure,
anymore,
sure.
right? Maybe there used to be books, but it's not serviced anymore. There are no libraries. There are no community centers. With you guys did the miracle. If you take out TX, go Tembisa.
Sure,
There's
sure.
no theater
100%,
within
yeah.
100 K radius.
Yeah, sure.
So with all those people that work with you got TX, all hundreds of them.
Yeah.
You take TX out of that equation, where are they going?
Ish, I don't know. Oh, well, let's start our show.
For the
We are here.
listeners,
We are here. Another episode number 2.
Episode 2, yeah. Today, I wanna sort of springboard us with the question of the roles of those who are left behind and how they hold each other, or should they hold each other, and in what way they should hold each other, and is it expected of them to participate in that holding, right? So when a father leaves or a mother leaves, either through death, through absentness, through whatever reason, it's more common that, especially the elder siblings, take up the roles that they're either not ready for, or they are unfairly expected to take over those things, right? So there's two things, because I haven't posed a question. So my question is, should siblings do it out of obligation? Because you have to. You can't just let the family collapse. You know what I mean? So is that the question? Should they do it?
I don't know, but I'll speak from my experience.
Yeah.
Right? So my father left when we were young, and my mom was leading the family, right?
Yes.
She did what she could.
But how old were you at the time?
6, 7-ish.
True. Yeah,
And then
never mind. I thought like, if you're young, then it's not really expected. But I've seen families where it's child led.
Yeah, but
yeah. Go on. Sorry.
yeah, you're right. And
Yeah.
also, I'm talking from how it happened.
Yes.
My father, from birth until he decided to leave,
Yeah.
was taking care of the family.
Of course.
My mother included.
Yeah.
When my father left, my mother took care of us, which
Mm.
were 3 boys, right?
Yeah.
My elder brother, myself,
Mm-hmm.
and my younger brother. And at some point, I realized that it's too much for my mother. I needed to help. I'm making
Yes.
money there and then. I need to help
Yeah.
her to really move us forward. Then my brother passes on.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's me and my mom,
Which one?
my elder brother.
Okay.
Same year with my mom. My mom passes on.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I'm left with my brother,
Yes.
my younger brother.
Yeah.
And my elder brother had probably 13 kids. I don't know. And there's one kid who's very close to me, is my brother's kid.
Yeah. Your nephew or your niece?
My nephew.
Okay.
So when that happens is I need to provide. Nobody said, hey, you need to provide.
Yeah.
You know? Then I took that role, but that role is very difficult.
Yeah.
It's emotionally draining,
Yeah.
physically and otherwise.
Yeah.
But if I don't do it, who's going to do it? So even in these cases and me trying to figure it out and try to move around this motherlessness and fatherlessness spaces is my brother is violent. It speaks of the shack. My brother's shack is on fire.
Which one?
My younger brother, the one I'm left with.
Yeah.
He's been arrested a couple of times.
Yeah.
I've bailed him a couple of times.
Yeah.
And he's not arrested for stealing.
Yeah.
He's arrested for violence.
Yeah.
Right? And last time I had a conversation with him, he was arrested again.
Yeah.
And I took him out. And when I took him out, I told him that if you don't want to do this life thing with me, tell me, dog. Let's make that
Tough.
agreement now.
Tough.
That you don't want to do this life thing.
Tough.
And I'm not going to work and take my savings to take you out of prison
Yeah.
because you've beaten someone up.
Yeah.
Then he doesn't know how to respond besides crying.
Yeah.
You know, and then now I need to take care of my family. I need to take care of him. I need to take care of my brother's child. I need to move forward.
But my question is that should you?
Who's going to do it, dog?
I don't know. So what? Okay, God forbid something happens to you. What fate to
Someone else is going to take the role.
That's my question. That is like my question.
I'm saying also to answer your question is I'm also thinking about the role that I play in taking up this role as now a bigger brother, as a father, as a mother, you know, to also cover and help us go forward. And also I am not working for anyone. I'm highly like business minded. So I'm also trying to teach my brother's kid that hey, this is how we earn a living, so that he could come into play and help us earn a living. Oh, my brother got a job a week ago. Let's hope he's gonna stay. He's not gonna beat up someone because there's that fire. His father forgot to turn off the stove when he left.
He just left.
He just left, and now when they touch him, they ban. You know. So it's an important role because if I don't play that role or I don't take up that role, and then my mother's home is going to collapse. It's going.
But now
to
you
fall
find
apart.
people who have that sort of family structure where the mother is gone or the father is gone and the siblings is the one as an elder sibling or either sibling are the ones that are making some money, right? Life is something to be built, your own life.
100%.
Your own life, you're going out, your rent, your car, right? Your insurance, whatever. And you can either do that, you can either build yourself, or you could now be the person who aids at home. You know what I mean? And we don't see it in most, I don't want to compare black families with white families, but in most white families, once you leave, you left the house. Well, your money is yours. And you can see how quickly they advance in life because like all the money that they have comes back to them, right? When I receive some amount, you know what I mean? Like a huge chunk of it goes home.
I'm with it.
You know what I mean? Like a huge chunk of it goes home. And that also, for someone like me or someone like you who is self-employed, that plays against you because that money could have reinvested in you such that you grow faster and you could be in a position where you could help them better. But that requires maybe 2-3 years of you investing only in yourself. but could they afford 2-3 years at home without your aid? You know what I mean?
They won't, doc.
So now what must? So now we're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
I can't go forward because I need to fix back.
You said something very interesting. I don't know if it was recorded in a previous episode or we're talking about it outside last time we're here to record. You said when your sister comes, you want to travel the entire country with her, right?
Of course, yes.
And if it wasn't for the role that you're playing as a bigger brother, she wouldn't travel the country the way you want. And that creates a better life for her in the future. So no one is going to impress her or try and get under her skirt
Yes.
by taking her to Durban.
Yeah, like she's been to Durban.
She's been.
Yeah, she's been to Durban. She's been on a flight. She's been in a restaurant.
And that role is important. But it's important in what way? That if they come to play and do this life thing with you, you are able to pay electricity, buy food, do those things so that they could have a roof over their heads and food in their stomach. But they need to contribute. So you are like an investor in that so that it could move forward. It's not like
What about you though? Who's taking you to Durban? Who is putting you on the plane? Who did those things to you? For you rather. Right? Because now you are, because you know what I mean? Now you've taken up a role that, should have been someone else's. And another thing is, another thing that I throw, and that happens in most black families, is when I start a family, right? Do I close that tab? Because I can't have 2 tabs open at the same time.
How?
You know what I mean? So I have a new, if
you don't stay at home now.
I don't stay at home now.
Did you close the tab?
No, I didn't. But then
so those tabs are
no. But I don't have a family now.
You do.
No,
you have your own apartment, food, and all of those things.
This got me curious. Is this one of the reasons why people hate their brothers' wives? Because they say because now the tab
the tab
is closed. And they're like, since my brother got married, he no longer even brings sweets home.
Exactly.
He can't and it's not because he doesn't want to. You've seen him the whole 10 years doing that. But now he has children to think about as well. And it can only be so much that a person can do. I think I see it with my brother Charles. He's like the third born, right? He's the one who's been fortunate to be able to get a job early. He's doing well. He's able to get a car at a very young age. And sometimes I used to chill and be down and be like, who is there for him? Because when we are looking for something, I remember when I'm in school, we if my mom and dad are going through it, and then I'm like, hey, where are you? And what is it that I can do now? And I remember one of the times when I got a gig and I just called him. I was like, you know what? And he's like, because sometimes you just get to think about that. And I think this is some of the things that needs to be discussed, especially in families, because guys,
But Sol is talking about something that I think we need to talk about, especially with what you're talking about, taking roles. We also need to really talk about the family structure and what is a healthy family structure. And if one person leaves, if the father leaves or the mother leaves, that structure is broken. And that family cannot be functional. So for them to be functional, somebody needs to double in their roles. They should be themselves and be a father and be a mother, so that this structure could at least find a way to sustain itself and move forward.
And you morph into those things. You have to morph into a role that you were neither prepared for, especially if the father passed or the mother passed, or the father just left. In some cases, in most cases, the father just left, and then you are the fortunate one who maybe because you're the elder one. You're the first one to go to varsity. You're the first one to get a job.
I didn't go to varsity.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but
I didn't get the job.
Some type of some type of financial, structure that you have, and now you take up that responsibility, right? And you're not prepared for it.
You're not.
But the issue now becomes when it's expected of you.
That's
you know what I mean. When
from the young ones,
they don't call you for help us with 1, 2, 3. No. Your salary is included in
25.
their groceries, in their electricity, in 1, 2, 3. And what happens when you can't do that?
We don't know this order. This is a new order for all of us.
Yeah.
So we need to talk about it.
Yeah.
We need to sit down and say, guys, I know you don't work. I know you don't work. I'm working sometimes. I get paid whenever I have a gig or have funding.
Yeah.
But this is how we're going to do things.
That's a mythical conversation. Those
We
conversations.
must have, yeah, because if
conversation
you don't,
doesn't happen,
if you don't have that conversation, you find yourself, you must now explain to your wife that my wife, this money goes home, and then your wife says, yeah, but we are owing bond, we are owing
Exactly,
the car.
we have a bond now. The child is on the way.
child is,
that's
so
things.
then that becomes which is something that you did not speak about in the past. So you need to sit with your siblings and say, Papa uchabile, ucheri di prokwana chaga, uchabile, we have nothing in this
What
house.
are we doing now?
Yeah, I can nankareka 50 kg ya bupi. When I reka ing. So I can't do anything.
So what if then are you to be blamed if you just like, guys, listen, I have a salary, right? But there's things I want for myself in my life.
Yeah.
With this salary, I'm going to save up to go apply for a job somewhere in maybe abroad.
Yeah.
There's a ticket cost X amount.
Yeah.
So for the next 6 months, don't expect anything from me.
But if you're right, you have to have that conversation. The mistake that we're making, we just conclude that they will understand.
Yeah.
And now, because I'm taking this role as a father,
we conclude that not that they will understand. Another conclusion that we make is that, they won't be fine without me. We take up that role. You just willingly take that role. No one asked you.
True.
You know what I mean? Because you know where you're from.
Mm-hmm.
You know what you don't have. You know what I mean? There's no way you're not just gonna let that happen. I've been in situations where they would ask, you know what I mean, money or help, whatever, from home. And that time I have very little, right? You do backflips, you know your corners and that bank account savings.
You know the hidden one.
Exactly. And
you must pull
they don't know what, they just, the money thing, you know what I mean? They don't know the backflips and contorting that you have to do it. Right? And no, they can't know.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
It's
yeah.
It's a tricky one. I think it's the same way when people say, like, your partner and you're going through something. Let's say you're not married yet, or even if you're married, and then there's something that is a need. And it's urgent. And when it's urgent, you as the guy, you're there, you're like, I need to sort this out. I need to do all the black flips. And they're saying, even if they're not asking, but you act like you're okay.
Yeah.
And it's like security because you don't want to give them the guilt of, I shouldn't ask because this is what it does to him. And we are like, someone has to carry it.
And also, you know them. You know them to a point where if it got to a point where they have to ask you.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
This is bad.
Yeah,
This is
this
the
is
last.
bad. This is if it got to the point where they're like, yo, this thing is not here. Then they wouldn't otherwise do it just willy-nilly or whatever.
And I think there's also a healthy way to think about it.
Yeah.
You know, because it's easier for people to ask, especially if you are the eldest son, or you are the father, or you are the uncle. It's easier for everyone to ask from you to say, hey, Masai, I don't have enough money for rent this month. I don't have food. I don't have anything. It's tough. But you as the uncle, because there isn't any conversation that you're having with these people, you're going to do your backflips and try and break your back to get that money. But also there are parts of us that lives with that pain, right? When you go through that to try and build something, do they really see what you're going through?
They don't.
Do they really understand what it means for you? No, I think we need to have that healthy, open conversation. The problem with us, that's why the suicide rate is so high.
True.
We die in silence. We close doors. We do the backflips, and then you take your money and take your sister, your child, whatever, and take them to Durban or America. But at the end of the day, you are hurting because you know what you went through to get that money. And there's no healthy conversation that you're having with your siblings and your family that I am unable to do it. What I'm teaching my daughter now is when she asks for anything, she must wait. Because I used to be so worried. At some point that I tried so hard not to be my father in raising my daughter, you know. But what I'm teaching her now is, Papa, I need a cell phone. Okay, my baby, I'll get you a cell phone. but wait. Then she waits and waits and waits, then I give it to her. So that things, they don't come at any given moment. So I think also with our families, when they say, okay, I'll make a plan, I don't have it now. When I'm comfortable to do it, when I'm able to do it, I will do it. So they learn that communication and that behavior around yourselves. But because we want also to be big brothers and save all situations,
Of course.
in saving most situations, we die.
Yeah, you die slowly because then all these expectations, they sort of compound, right? They add up to your daily life.
So they take advantage. They know Masai Uto Araba. Masai Uto Araba.
You will. And you will do it, right? And then you sort of like die slowly inside. But now, same logic, same understanding. Let's say the father now is present. It's a true household. So you see what we did to like the older sibling. And we are cautioning them to speak up about these problems. Are we ready to sit around the table with a father that says, guys, I don't have a job?
We must. I think that is, we've spoken about this.
Do it? Because I think sometimes that's why, and I don't want to sort of like dilute it so easily, right? But I think sometimes that's why fathers leave. Because the family... No, but it's true. Because
these people don't just leave. Not all of them leave, to be honest.
You know what I mean? The family almost expect it from the father or the mother, from the parent, whatever, right? So we don't take into consideration that fatherhood does not necessarily strip you of humanity.
Yeah, sure.
You are still human.
Human, you have emotions.
You find a father out there goes spanning in his car, he parks it in the garage and he sits in the car for like 15 minutes.
Or 20 minutes or an hour.
Yeah, just
contemplating.
Just what lie am I going to conjure up for these people?
Yeah, I can't buy that laptop. I'm unable to buy that laptop.
Yes.
I tried the backflips.
I tried the backflips.
Nothing is
nothing is happening.
I'm either selling this car and then I don't have a car, then I buy a laptop.
Or I take my pension fund.
Yeah. Or I can leave.
I've had a conversation with.
I don't know. I can leave. These are humans.
I've had like a conversation
that other people have.
With an Uber driver, right?
Yeah.
And
a conversation with an Uber driver. Yeah.
Yes. So I was coming from like Alex from Kobosel Loketlam.
Yeah.
And then, because those you get to notice that strangers are like a portal for venting.
Yes, to vent. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes. And then he goes there, he's like, dude, I'm not gonna lie. Hey, I'm going through it. I'm like, what's happening? And he's like, it's tough.
Yeah.
Like for me to even be able to stay in this business is tough. I have kids. Kids need a lot of things and I need to maintain my family. And he spoke about the same thing that we spoke about, that he can't even borrow from these other people who are around, because there are those people who go like, if you borrow something from them, they'll be like, hi, I was there for you. It's those like loud mouths who would
they will remind you.
Yes, and they'll tell everyone.
Somebody podcast to get you
exactly. So it's that, and it was really something, and I think it also emphasized on the importance of like meeting strangers. That as much as we don't speak as much as we should. We get to, at least when we run into strangers, because they're not these expectations or this uncertainty in terms of is what I'm saying to you safe. For example, I'm saying it now that he's going through a lot and everything. I don't even remember his name. Can be anyone.
Yeah, could be just some random person.
Can be even like a million people being like.
I think another thing. I think what we're talking about right now, and that's a conversation that a lot of people don't have, and you brought it up about this having honest conversations. I think the reason suicide is that high is that people take up roles that they're not ready for.
Or they're unable.
Yeah, they're not ready for, exactly. Or they're not able. Or people don't speak about their shortcomings, right? Like this is where Lamu, right? And let's say you're a father who grew up maybe in the 70s, late 70s, early 80s. You started work at 19, 17. wherever, go mining or whatever. Right?
Or a
Because-
farm somewhere.
Yeah, a farm somewhere. You started work then. And you build your way up. You're not there yet, but you have a family, you can maintain it.
You own a house, you own a
You know what I mean? You have
Yeah, sure,
something.
sure.
And then now your kids are 17, 18, 19, but they are nowhere close to what you were when you were 19. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like now, this 19-year-old is looking at you like, yeah, I want a laptop.
Yeah,
and you're
I
like, when
want
I was
clothes.
19,
I want clothes.
when I was 19,
I had my paycheck.
I had you.
I had you.
You know what I mean? But you can't have that conversation with them because now you're looking at them, it's like, wait, these people are just depending on me, right? And I think that's conversations we need to have with, as a family or as a country or as a nation or as a world, at what is the correct age to let go as a parent?
There's when you
Or
speak,
is there one?
I mean, there's I don't know, but there's a scene in Fences
Yeah.
where Denzel asked the boy that
Yeah.
why do you think I pay
Yeah.
I pay in the
Because I
house?
like you. Because you like me.
And then the son says, because you like me, I've never seen such a
Yeah.
stupid man in my life.
Exactly.
I don't do this because I like you.
Yeah.
I do it because it's my responsibility.
You see?
I must do it.
So must, and obviously you must take care of your kids. But to what point, to what end? Especially when you started your life very early. Whatever circumstances happen,
Yeah.
whatever, obviously we're not justifying, working at
leaving.
like 19, 20. You're doing it to like live up that life. But you know what I mean? Like when you see this group of people, because now it's, at the end of the day, these are just groups of people that live under a house you built, right? And you're just like, Abraham, when I was 20,
my life was
I was
different.
done there.
I was, you know what I mean? I was somewhere.
Yeah.
And they don't seem to be moving anywhere. And they don't seem to be
But
taking
you
any.
so also sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
But you must put into consideration that at 19, you did not have the shelter they have.
Yeah.
You did not have the things they have.
So what you're saying that they have it better than me.
So for them, they're not worrying about the things you worried about because those things are covered.
Maybe they should.
Yeah, but why should I worry about a house while my father owns a
Because
7-bedroom house?
What we're talking about now is absent fathers, right?
Yes.
That I'm not saying threaten your children with your absence.
I'll leave.
Fight or flight.
Hey, I will leave.
Yeah, I'm not saying threaten them with that, but the possibility of you losing work, injury, death, forget absentness. Those things are still possible.
Yeah.
And we don't speak enough about lazy children in most conversations. I don't even think I've ever had a conversation where we're talking about just useless kids.
Yeah, who just they're like, God.
Yeah. We don't talk about enough about this person. Over like 10 3. There is no hope. I'm pouring my money into
Yeah.
nothing.
Papa mo ko sapato kita ka
I'm pouring
Like a
my
Java.
money into absolute nothing. I'm one of the
But what if?
The favorite
What if
color
was
is-
special?
The favorite color is 5. This is I'm not winning here. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
can tell. And who are you gonna have those conversations? You can't tell your kids you're dumb.
Yeah.
You can't tell your wife we had dumb kids
but-
and these are your family's genes. You can't have that conversation.
You can't.
Right? But regardless, at the end of the day, wabona chelta kamo ifella moye.
Ke no se jealousy.
One, ke fella moyeng a ke no bona ke di khwara dilo tse. You know what I mean? And there's no hope. We don't talk
Then
enough
what
about
do you
lazy.
do?
What do you do?
You disown them.
No,
You
I'm not
pack
saying
your bags
disown
and
them.
leave?
I'm not saying disown them.
Yeah. Man,
I'm
like,
saying I'm
ke
having,
khwara,
I'm having a conversation. We're having a conversation.
Eh, ke apara, Papa, now.
What do we do?
Regular overall, ke mining or something.
No, but that's you saying, as a child saying kapalelo. Some kids don't say that. Some kids are just comfortable being served.
Yeah, but also being a father is it's a leadership position.
Yeah.
Besides it being a biological thing that I've brought these humans and now they live in my house, they use my electricity, they eat my food. But it's a leadership position. Hence, you'd find many families broken when the father leaves because the mother and the father, they will have discussions in the boardroom, which is the bedroom.
Yeah, yeah.
How do we move this family forward? Masai shule ka kwa kutsala ka kamereng o dia di poem or yena wa swa eng and aresho and kwa mining kwa ana le grade 10 ya ga aka thoma a yepa aba supervisor na pila dienga
yeah mara muthu nyoko dropa mixtape
mara muthu shule
wow, you can see as a parent.
But you are a leader, so if you
what
take
what must you do?
you bring that person in. You say, Chief, this you see here you're not paying rent.
Yeah.
You eat my food.
Yeah.
You sleep on my bed.
Yeah.
You go to school with my petrol. I pay those fees.
Yeah.
So here I'm doing that for you to be a better person tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I don't see you being interested in being better.
Yeah.
So in this house, that thing is not gonna happen. If you want to continue with your mixtapes that are not going anywhere, leave my house.
So we're not supporting our kids' dreams now.
No, we should.
Okay,
I mean,
now how?
But as a leader,
you don't see you're a human. Understand that you're a leader.
Yeah.
Right? There's some things that, let's say, my mother, my father, or my grandmother, it's very difficult to explain that I make money off YouTube. First of all, they don't know what YouTube is.
Yeah, no.
Right? To tell them, like, no, if I get like X amount of followers, I can do 1, 2, 3. So those, however much a leader you are as a father, there's a reality that exists that you don't have access to.
Yeah.
So now you're at the risk of stopping your child's dreams because you don't know YouTube. Right? This thing of yours doesn't work.
Sure.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
And then what you're effectively doing, you're robbing them of an opportunity to be something that you don't even have a grasp of. So when do you stop this thing?
No, but let's be honest. Even our parents didn't understand what we're doing.
Yes.
When we said we're doing theater and performance. But we're very clear in teaching them.
Yeah.
And we're very intentional about being better artists in this world.
Yeah.
So that showed throughout. That converted our parents to believe that this thing is going to be something. Right? And they began to support it, accept and support and help you move forward. But there are other things, let's be honest. That you see here there's nothing that is happening, you know? And also you know what it took for us to have the names that we have and access that we have, right? It's not a one-day thing. It's not a back room, no. There was work put into this thing. So as a leader, you see that this person, there's something they're seeing that I'm not seeing. And as a leader, I need to drive that vehicle to that direction. But also, you are right. I'm supporting the statement that you made that when are we going to have a conversation about lazy kids?
Yeah.
When are we going to have that conversation as families that when I come on to it, we don't say
what is what cheap cha samente samente ka muntu a pente ke samente ka
motho o re ka moka re rekile like my half if like reka mai ka sontanga ka la borra fedile
because when you go check dinepe cha Instagram
yes
again gore ba mona gore motho o kgwatlhile. But here's another thing that I want us to
also before you go on another thing that eats away at like fathers or parents in general. Fathers. You raised this thing. Not only did you raise it, it came from you. These are half of it is you. Half of it is you, right? And obviously, I don't want to call it failure as a father, right?
Yeah, sure.
But at what point do you say, my raising method from 0 to 13 or 0 to like 16 produced this?
Yeah.
I fucking failed. I failed. There's no
parenting manual,
project. Exactly. Whatever project I was on, I failed.
Yeah.
Right? So what do you do with the failed project as a parent?
I think there's the different.
I want to say no. I don't know.
Something you want. So why le khomola So there's something that happened with my life and is happening with my daughter.
Yeah.
So when I was 9, I began to do this theater and art thing.
Yes.
When she was 9, she got a paying gig to do a radio ad. You see?
Yeah.
So also there's a thing about hair that I understand.
Yes.
You know? Even though I'm like, I don't want my daughter to to do this art thing is hard and she might not make it and all of those things.
Yeah.
But how she begins it is different. When I began, I wasn't paid.
Yeah.
She starts with a radio ad. She's paid. And then she's going to grade 4. She's saying, I'm going to do this theater thing.
Yeah.
My responsibility is investing that she can navigate it easier. Right? So that I'm not also highly invested in her being an A student. I need to help her discover what she wants with her life.
Yeah.
And that is a thing about parenting.
But Kimoto. At the end of the day,
100%.
It's a human with their own code, with their own genome,
and dreams,
and
visions,
and friends, and teachers,
and the ability to change your mind.
Exactly. And she's going to a better school than the one I went to.
Things you don't have access to, right? Friends and teachers and other influences that you're here with us now. She's there with her mother or
with a phone.
We don't know.
On YouTube,
right? And guys 16 or 12 no, this project is going left. And it's keep going left and it's going right on. And like you, as a parent, you know.
Yeah, but there's nothing you can do. Like you are saying.
Yeah.
There are responsibilities that you need to play. But if you said Kimutu.
Yeah.
Una le coding ya gage, una le monagano wa gage. Tse di mo thabishang na ke di tsebe. Yena thabisha gore hankano ya mola ga brafili ka matse pedi.
Yeah.
Oh, ke sharp.
Yeah.
And nang ka kra apartment, ka kra gets.
Yeah.
Ke sharp. I know. When you were saying before we started recording this episode, we were talking about, damn, we need a huge production, my guy. We need a huge. Some people don't care about that. Some people, they say, if I can get a job that gives me 10,000 a month and I can get a 4,000 apartment and pay 1,000 gets, but there are things that also. I think it's you also. It's you who said.
Is it a smart thing?
Let me say it first, and you'll decide if it's smart or not.
Okay. You can't say it's me, and then they say something young.
You just said that. So you said depression is a clinical thing. It cannot be healed through conversation.
Yeah, of course, yes.
It's yours.
It is me. Yes, it sounds smart.
Why do you think it sounds? And also, there are kids that have also psychological problems.
Of course,
and we cannot take that for granted.
Yes.
But if you lead your family proper, it's going to go in the direction that you want it to go. Even though they will turn out to be what they want to be.
Yeah.
So you need to protect them for things that they don't see, you know. If you are going to acting, we know baba ngwe baba fa di role ka di sofa. Baba ngwe baba fa di drugs and all of that. You know as a leader that these things are happening. How do I protect my kid to go through? And if it took me 26 years to be in the state that I'm in or the position that I'm in, it cannot take my daughter that long. You know, it needs to be short because I know all the things that worked and I know the things that did not work. And then that it happens, you know. And also, I wanted to ask this thing that, do you think you would turn out to be the person that you are if your father was around? If your father was highly present?
I don't know. I don't think so. The only thing, that's my theory, especially about fatherhood. Last episode we talked about roles and what roles a father could have, or you know what I mean. That is different from mothers. I think mothers are very nurturing, right? However, I think the presence of a father and what I've seen people with fathers are able to do.
Lisa.
Soli? Your father was man?
No. His father. His presence of his father.
The presence of the father.
I thought you were saying when now father when now father
No. Salomnyane tega pelo ya ka.
Mara gona le ko shar ka sepele ka yone ka le diela mathata. Ko di phiri e bolela ka father uti ya lena.
The roles reversed when it comes to absence there.
Yeah.
No, what I've seen next episode.
What I've seen and what I've hoped for myself, at least what I would imagine the presence would have done is grant me room to take risks, and such that failure isn't such a shocking thing. Right? Because mothers have nurtured you when you do your best to be your best. The presence of the father is that sometimes you're allowed to not be your best, right? Or to not be the best.
Because you cannot surpass what he's expecting of you.
Exactly. No, he's okay with you like over number 4, number 5, or number 6. His concern is that you participated and you gave it your all. And also he's there to sort of nurture you how to get from being number 7 to number 5 to number 2 and eventually number 1, right? Because he was also taking risks out into the life. Like you understand, like, oh, life, because Brad, what I would have given to being given permission to fail early and fail quickly, right? With the presence of a mother, that sort of failure, it's almost not allowed, not because they are strict or anything, but because they've nurtured you to be the best version of yourself, right? That nurture, especially a good nurture, does not leave room for mediocrity. And I'm not saying mediocrity for mediocrity's sake, mediocrity for progress sake. Anything that at that level where you're really just stumbling, right? And I think fathers sit with you and, okay, where did we go wrong? Where did you stumble? How do we fix this? You're okay with not being like number 1 all the time because you understand that you are still building.
With the father being present.
Yeah, with the father, because he allows that. He creates that room, he creates that net that you could climb as high as you can.
And that's what you're imagining.
Yeah. And because you're not expected to be at your best, paradoxically, then you become at your best because you climb the highest, you run the fastest, because you know if you fall, something else will catch you.
Yeah.
Right? But with the mother, there's a sense of caution of how you present yourself. Right? You'd rather not try than to fail, right? So you can only do what you're best at that moment.
Yeah.
But with the father, you can do whatever you want, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying that's what you're imagining. It's not
that's
true.
what I'm imagining.
Yeah.
So I'm imagining that this music thing that we did, like we dropped music last year at this time, we dropped DP, Remy and Soli.
Yeah.
And there was no reason we couldn't have done it 10 years before because I'd known him for a very long time, right? There was this hesitation in approaching this music thing because I needed it to be
Good.
perfect, right? But with the presence of a father, you can start early. You could fail as often as you want, and they can encourage you. Okay, adjust here, readjust there.
And you can't drive now.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm only now learning to like
Sure.
and because why? I'm expecting it from myself to be perfect the first time I hit the pedal.
And you're going to buy.
And that's not how driving works.
Yeah.
Right? It's maybe 2-3 weeks of you know what I mean, of that. But
And
I don't know. I don't allow myself that because
And you find a father who's not your father in the driving school.
Yeah,
Who's going
he
to
doesn't
say,
care about you.
"Utansinya
But
clash."
with the
Unyakofela?
father, if you do that with his car,
No,
it's-
don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
And
Let's
if
try it again.
like something breaks,
When Chad called the ring.
no, let's say if your father's car break, you always go
Eh.
and go mechanic king. We put it, we try again.
Yeah.
Right? You're allowed that. But with the mom, that is not expected.
But what you're explaining is exactly what I had with my mom,
Yeah.
not with my dad.
Go on. What do you mean?
The patience, the
So she allowed that.
she allowed that.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's fine.
Yeah,
You'll do it
we'll
again
do it again.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, my mom was like that throughout. You
Yeah.
know, mama ngifeilile test. No, ufunde better.
Yeah.
Don't allow yourself to be
Yeah.
killed by this thing.
Of course.
This thing it happens to all of us.
My thing is, I'm not saying that parents, or I'm not saying mothers don't do that. I'm not saying they don't do that. I'm just saying that they take care of us so well that you don't want them to see you fail. But you're okay with your father seeing you fail because he's gonna like nurture you in that way. So that's the difference. It's a you thing. It's not a them thing.
Yeah,
so
sure,
they're
sure.
fine. They like the way I was always. Well, also like with my grandmother, same, right? She would allow that, but also because she was so well as a parent, I didn't want to put her through that
I
situation.
understand.
Yeah. I don't want to come back home with a broken hand.
Yeah, sure,
what I
sure.
mean? But
and
if-
you don't want to fail. You want to.
Yes. But with the dad, I can, because fathers,
they can pick you up.
also they themselves at their age where they are, they're still taking big risks. They're still talking with their wives like, hey, you know, if you can turn this garage into something.
Yeah.
They're still.
And they also know. it's not gonna
exactly.
work.
You can still see like this. He's still a child at heart. This one, right? Fathers still play with their kids like their kids.
Is what you're saying that at 17 they were forced to become these
But
responsible.
inside, these people are children.
Yeah, because that was suppressed in them.
Yeah.
So do you think the absentness of these fathers has contributed in suicide and most men being in prison?
Do I think that? I think there is a huge chunk of people that end up in situations like that because of a lack of a parent.
Yeah.
And for the sake of the conversation we're having, a lack of a father.
Yeah.
I think there's a huge chunk that are like that because guidance, right? Guidance and consequence, right? Some people have not experienced that heart-to-heart. There's nothing more painful than a heart-to-heart conversation with a dad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
don't know.
I saw this
So
video.
we can.
No, I saw this video. This guy is basically, he's playing a game, online game in his room. And he's loud. He's like, wah, 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 wah. He's loud. So everybody in the house could sort of hear him. But it's around 3. And then
morning.
when the father comes in and opens the door and they haven't gone. So he is expecting to be shouted at, to be hit, like, yo, switch off. You know, we're all sleeping, can't you see? Now the dad sit down and said, you don't seem to care about me. Like, everything that I do, I wake up in the morning, I do this for you.
So the father is turning off the stove.
Yeah, the father is there. Exactly. The father is, this is not, people say like that conversation, just beat me, bruh. I don't want to have you talk to me in that way.
It is more scary.
Just hit me, bruh. Yeah.
Like, what I tell people is that
Yeah.
I haven't been touched by my dad.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like 31 now.
Yeah.
Not even once.
Yeah.
Right? But my mom has, like,
Yeah.
a few times.
Me many times.
And when my dad, all he has to do is just to look at you and be there. He just
like,
has
what
to
do you-
be
what do
there.
you want in
His
life?
presence, yeah.
Yeah.
We came sharing kabuphelo.
Yeah, what do you want
Exactly.
in life?
It's like,
or
they're just
like
there.
your mom, the clothes you're wearing, the food you ate, like they just talk to you like this. It's like just non better or go or shout
Or
something.
something.
Like,
You know
do
what I mean?
something. When you're just
Yeah.
looking at me and Mutwa chicken it law.
Right?
So there
you
is.
take that out of the equation and people don't have that heart-to-heart conversation with a parent.
And the guidance.
Yeah, the guidance.
And it makes you angry.
yeah, and you go outside into the world, what are you? You know what I mean?
So, okay, the presence of the father is very important.
It's important
it's
in that
very,
way
very
where you sort of gauge difficulty with the things that are difficult about life, one, and also like how hard or how painful consequences can be, right? They tell you that the path you're on, my friend, it's not.
It's gonna end in tears.
It's gonna end in tears.
Yeah, but here's another thing. There are individuals who turn out to be animals, but they're from a
Good
well-off
families, yeah.
family. There's a father, there's a mother, there are siblings, there's roof, there's food, but they turn out to be monsters.
Yeah, but we have to understand that we can have as much conversations as we want, present fathers, absent fathers, whatever. We can have in whatever, but at the end of the day, there's still nature that takes place in a human.
It's beyond
You are still
fatherlessness.
you. Yeah.
It's beyond.
It's like snakes.
Exactly. There's nothing we can do, right? At this point, muto kimulwage. Walwala. And now
nothing,
it
yeah.
requires not just the ability of a parent, but it requires a professional.
But what if the absentness of a father contributes to that illness? That there's this reputation that happens in this boy's mind, in his psychology, that is very repetitive, and then he turns out to be this monster, that cannot be tamed, and then ends up in prison or ends up committing suicide. Because I want us also to really get the point of, and I'm not saying we must play victims here, but what are how far does that contribute in you being a horrible individual? You know, how, you know, I know at later stage we'll have a professional to really break that down for us.
Yes.
But now it's like there are many men in prison. There are many men who kill themselves. How much does this contribute in those numbers, you know? Because if you look at it really, there are many men who leave their families, right? There are many men who commit suicide. There are many men who are abusive and kill women. You know? Even tomorrow, 21st November, is a shutdown because women are tired because they're killed by people that they expect them to love them, right? But the upbringing of these men, there is a common thing that is happening, that a boy child does not have a father, right? And not excluding women. I think we also need to have a female that we could sit and have this conversation with. But there's that contribution, and there are a lot of men who are in prison. They're gangsterism. And if you really have conversation with these people, it's common. A boy child does not have a father. There might be other factors around it, yes. But the common thing amongst probably 90% of them is my father was absent. I don't know my father. I was born, I never met this guy. This guy, when I was 12, he left. This guy was in prison when I was a kid and he came out, I'm an old man and I'm a criminal myself. So there is a contributing factor to that behavior.
But what is it? What is that contributing factor?
I think you've said it, that the guidance and how heart-to-heart happens and those emotions being built and also being given an opportunity to express and try and fail quick, fail earlier, and that you shape, and also the structure of the family that builds you to be part of the structure that is called a community and a
also
society.
Authority, I think. I think that, especially in our teens, when adolescents hit, whether you're a boy child or a girl child, but maybe it's more present in boys than with girls. We tend to test the borders of our family, right? When we're a teen, like how far can I take it? When they say, I want you in this house at 6, like how far past 6 can I come before I'm in trouble? You know what I mean? Like you try, like okay, but when we like 6:30, no one said anything, right? Tomorrow we work at 8. At 8, no one is still saying anything, right? And because mothers care, mothers forgive easily.
Yeah, unless it's my grandmother, because my grandmother made me sleep outside.
Of course, the thing with mothers is that there's 0 to 100.
There's
0 to 100.
But look, the way you're explaining it, you see, in the poem that we opened the episode with Chaos, there's a line that says, when you were giving your sons guns, what were you preparing
True.
Right? There's a preparation of something that is happening.
There's something that we're building.
If your father is there's something that we are building towards.
I think that's maybe the core of the thing, right? Is that mother's reprimand goes from 0 to 100.
Yes.
Father takes you to 100.
Yes.
So
you're like, how did we get here? You're like,
you know what I mean? Like you never like 20%, 30%, 37 is so uncomfortable because it's neither like shouting or beating, nor is it forgiveness. It is something, right?
And it's the same thing I'm doing with my daughter. Like I can't shout at her. If maybe
so
they say, she went and did 1, 2, 3, and I'll just say, hey, why did you do that? He says, I'm sorry, I didn't think it was going to be a problem.
Because we know our own strength. Like I know my strength. I know how how painful my words can get. So I just. Right?
Yeah, because also it will stay with them forever.
Maybe like also with like corporal punishment with our fathers and maybe with our teachers, whatever. Back when we were growing up, it is this knowing of one's strength that it's also like why like men, when they sort of get into a disagreement, like when after the fight, we know you won.
Yes.
We will do everything before it gets to that point because we know the strength. Like this is, you know what I mean? Like Lapaya Demon.
Why?
You know yours. Bruh, I can kill you. Just with my strength. I know my capabilities. I'd rather have a conversation with you. And also now, vice versa, that's your friend. What if it's your child? Like, you're 16, you're
But
you know what I mean? But you don't say that. You're like,
the composure.
let me adjust.
Yeah.
Like, before we get to 100, let's play with 37%.
And this is it. This is it.
Yeah.
Because the way you're explaining it, a father who's present and doing the father's role.
Yeah.
We're not talking about abusive
adjusting,
fathers
yeah.
who are very toxic to their families, but we're talking about a healthy father who
Like
leads
presence,
a family
yeah.
present. Chances of you turning out to be Liswika or something bad are very slim than being raised in a family where you are your own father. There's no 6 p.m. in my house. You can be there 3 a.m.
You can do whatever you want,
You have a kid at 12, you have a kid at 15. Because nobody's saying in my house you cannot bring girls until the certain age. So I think that also presence of the father, and also I think we need also to celebrate present fathers like Soli's father, who's
positive presence is really a thing.
It's a thing,
true,
and maybe it could also contribute in the different future than the present we are living in. So I think we're running out of time. But do you think you'll turn out to be this person if your father was never around?
I don't think so, because I think there's a lot that I take actually from my father. I was about to even like interject right now and speak about it. My dad, his presence is enough, right? And it's not that he's not capable of beating my ass. He can, right? He has
But he
done
chooses
that
not to.
Yeah, he does that. He did that like with my big brother because they pushed him to that point. And then with me, and what I mean is that I see it reflecting in me. You know, when you grow up with siblings, me and Robbie, my little brother, we used to like clash. And there was a time, I was still in primary, not even in high school. I was like, I am older than you. I haven't laid my hands on him. Okay, might have been happening like after once. There was this one time.
Just fighting, boys will fight. Yes.
And then there was a time when I've passed my matric. Right, he was living with my grandmother, and my grandmother was always complaining. And I remember coming back home. I didn't say anything to him. I just came back home. Robbie wakes up in the morning, does things that my grandmother told him to do like back then. And then after that, during the day, my grandmother calls me and she's like, did you say something to your brother? Because he did this. I asked him 3 weeks. He did this because then he did this. I'm like, I didn't do anything. I didn't say anything.
I was just here.
I just had to be there. And that's the impact or something that I take from my father. There are a lot of things that I take from my father, like beyond the genes, but even behavioral
and how
things.
he developed your psyche.
Yes, it's that like. So one of the things that I like bragging about, which are some of the things that I hide, is that I have a fizzer tongue, right? So my tongue is as if it's been cut by razors, right? And my grandmother had that, and my dad had that, and now in my family I have that, right? So it's a thing that it took time. Like that's why even if like in selfies, I don't poke my tongue out because for the longest time I was like holding onto it, and I'm like. The irony of me being such a person who speaks a lot. Back then when I was a kid, I was like really not speaking a lot. And my dad is like that. And my dad is softer than I am. You see like how calm I am. Me, I can get serious. My dad is like a really soft and calm human being. And it's like when someone like would disrespect him, even I would be one of the people too. Because I know the capability I have of really standing up. I'm chilled, but even my brothers know. Charles says that as calm as I am, I'm the most stubborn in the family. Because if I get to 100, I'm there. And it's gonna be something else, right?
I think what we're talking about is a parent's ability to resolve conflict resolution.
Yes, and also similarities. You see, like humans, you've spoken about nature. Solis spoke nicely about his father in a way that he sees himself
in his father.
in his father.
Yeah.
And he explains it generational.
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
Okay, this is, and he sees himself.
Yeah.
But if that was not there,
He's
there's
like a
no
mirror.
reference,
Yeah.
right? And me and you have, your father was there,
Yeah.
in and
Yeah,
out,
yeah.
working and all of that, Joburg and Polokwane and all of those things.
yeah.
With me, my father was a superhero when I was a kid.
Sure,
and then when
sure,
he
sure,
left,
sure.
is a pain that I cannot recover from.
Yeah.
Right? Because for years I waited for him to return.
Yeah.
Right? And since then he never returned. Right? So there is that thing that present father who is present and enough, in Soli's words, is very important.
It is.
It molds you to be. Yes, you'll turn out to be what you're supposed to be, but your father's teaching, your father's behavior, and most of the things are things that they're not telling you. Is you seeing your father doing, and you do too, right?
True,
So because we ran out of time, I want to ask you this, and I think last time we ran away from it, and Sol too. But Sol is this
Go
is not
on,
for
go
you.
on.
Go out.
If I talk about
Yeah, but talk about Papa. This fatherless man.
You know he's gonna watch this. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, no, you answer truthfully. Don't disrespect
Oh no,
your
no,
father.
of course. Yeah.
Do you think your father has a right
Yeah.
to celebrate your wins?
I don't know. I don't have access to that. First, because I'm not a father, so I don't know. I always get confused when you watch things like, let's say, Kumbula Kaya, for an example. I think I give this exact example with the previous first episode. I always get confused when someone who's grew up without a father completely go on a journey to go look for a stranger. Right? You don't know this person, bro. What prompts you to go look for? So what is this pool, right? And I don't want to take it into like this spiritual world.
Sure,
No, not that. But these people would like, you know what I mean? And when they meet their father, they would cry. I'm like, you don't know this person at all. So I don't have access. I don't know whether it's right or not right or whatever. He can do whatever he wants.
No, he can't.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he can.
Nah.
What am I supposed to do now? Hey, don't smile. Don't.
No, why?
Because
Why?
my wins,
Why are you clapping him?
My wins and my losses are very public. Right? When I win something, it's public.
It's public.
When
Your
I
life
lose
is
something,
public.
it's public. My life is very public.
Yeah, there are
So
few
what am I
things that we choose to keep
So-
private, but our lives are
What am I
extremely.
supposed to do with my
Yeah,
wins?
but he must not take a picture of you winning a slam and say, "This is my son."
I look like him. What does happen? He doesn't have to take anything. He doesn't have to take anything. I look like the guy. He can just screenshot or take a picture, put it
And
on his
post it and
WhatsApp.
be like,
What am I
"Aye."
supposed to do?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's why I asked
Exactly.
the question.
I
because
don't-
something I'm struggling with.
I don't care. I think you're asking the wrong person because I don't care. And not saying like in terms of like I'm hiding something underneath like
Sure.
No. I
Clean,
don't
clean. Yeah.
genuinely
No, I
don't.
hear you.
This is a human being with their own life and their own journey and their own decisions that they've took. And this is not from a critical thing. I don't know their reasoning.
Yeah.
Right? And even if they do explain to me, I'm still me. Right? It will go through my own philosophy. It will filter through who I am. And
sure.
I might not agree with, his reasoning. Or I will. I don't know.
I mean, no. For me, my guy, no, don't. Nah,
You know what I
don't.
mean? We see
no,
we see it now with publicly so with is it Doja Cat?
Yeah.
And his father being South African and her growing up in America, and she's doing amazing. And sometimes he does sort of like tag her, he speaks about it, and she does not acknowledge him, right?
Yeah. But also is the thing. It goes back to that development. That you spoke about a father in a very interesting way. Then I said I relate. That's what my mother used to do.
Yeah.
And you're spoken from like this is what the father should do to their kids, right?
Yeah.
And if the father did not do that, why then do you want
But
But
another thing that we need to very, very careful about, especially when it comes to fathers and absentness. Some families, some mothers makes it impossible for a father to exist in that picture. Depending on how they separated, it makes it either impossible or very difficult to such a point where if they keep like them fighting for their child it might not be good for the child to always have like these two people fighting in front of the child.
I disagree, my friend. I understand. And in one of the plays that I wrote, there's a line that says, I don't know what threatened your safety for you to depart in the first place.
Yeah.
But I hope you could return.
Yeah, but you don't know what threatened their safety.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But if you know you have kids, bruh, there's access. These kids grow.
Yes, but now
You can. No, this is something. Try, dog.
Yeah.
Try. Sorry, kere mauna sanya ke ko bone. Mawa pele le maene ba busy ba.
Yes,
but try.
Yes,
After school, go and say, hey.
You're right. You're right about the trying thing.
Try.
And I am with you. But at the same time, let's not make it as though it's just an easy thing to just, because also, again, you also have this access has to be healthy for you and the child. It has to be healthy for you and the child.
I understand.
And also it has to be in such a way that it accommodates.
Why am I feeling now?
No, it has to be in such a way that it accommodates also your schedule of life.
Yeah.
Right? And also you have a new family that you're raising someone, you're doing something.
How are you doing that?
No, because this situation allows for that.
Yeah, but you have a kid.
I know you have a kid.
And you sleep healthy.
You're not sleeping healthy.
Yeah, but if you're not sleeping healthy, it's gonna push you to go and say.
Yes, but then there's a resisting. Something is resisting you to doing this.
But the kid is there. You see, when the kid is 3, 4, 5, understand.
Yeah.
They grow.
So what is your advice?
Try.
By doing what?
Go to the school. Let the kid know you exist.
Yeah.
Even if Emuna, there's no trace of you trying. There's no trace of you saying, I called, I went to your school, I came on when you were doing a play at school, or when we were running, I took a picture. I am here.
Yeah.
Kids, they grow to understand.
Yeah.
We don't remember everything that we did with our families or friends or lovers or what, but we remember great memories and sadnesses. We don't remember, my father would wake up every day and do shoes. We don't know, but you remember when your father taught you how to drive, when your father took you to Durban, to school, teaches you how to hold a gun, or whatever that your father teaches you. You remember those moments vividly. But you don't remember everything.
No. Yes, but there's also a narrative that some kids are fed by their mothers.
It's
about
fine.
Their fathers. Now you, an animal, according to your mother, shows up at school.
Well, I cannot speak because my mother.
Your mother spoke well of your father.
And then my father's surname is Masilela.
Yeah.
We kept our father's surname.
My point is...
And we know my father's family.
So you're basing it on how...
We know.
You're basing it on how your mother narrated your father.
Yeah.
Some people have been told that that person is a snake.
Yeah, it's fine.
Is an
but
animal.
The snake must come.
The snake shows up.
Yeah, the snake shows up, you deny, but you grow. That's the thing about kids. They don't remain kids forever.
Yeah, they do grow. They do grow, yeah.
I did not understand what I understand now when I was a kid. But if my father tried, I'm telling you I would understand. But he did not try.
Yeah.
Zero.
No, I'm definitely on the... I'm agreeing with you 100%.
There's a comedian who, I don't know, but he did videos and stuff. If maybe Petla Zaza. He fought. He went to court.
You have to go to court.
He went to court.
You have to fight.
And now he has custody of his son.
Even if you don't have custody, even if you lose, you have...
proof.
I fought.
I fought. You know? But I'm saying, as a father, relationships die. How many relationships do you have? You have exes, right? We all do have someone.
Exes,
I know. You don't have anyone. I apologize.
Go on.
But you have that past. Relationship ends, but blood doesn't. These are your kids. Try.
True.
That's my thing. Let's try. Go to their show, sit at the back.
Yeah.
Go to their match. Try.
Yeah.
Try.
Fathers, whatever happens, please do not leave. We can see the fire that is on those chairs right now from the two fatherless sons, right? But this is findings. As always, we are discussing when, why, where all the fathers have gone and how this is an investigation of how fatherless homes are affected. So this is the podcast which will lead to a play, an exhibition, an essay. And now say your goodbyes as we are concluding this one. And then stay tuned as we are coming up for another episode 3.
I think my closing, I'm going to steal your closing. My closing is really simple, right? Like, whatever situations that could be happening at home, try, right? We understand, and I know that mothers could have vile narrations about their partners, right? And that is the truth. But the child will not remain a child forever. The child will grow, and the child will investigate how come this situation happened. Now you can submit proof. Me, for 6 years, I tried. You saw me at your school. You saw Misha, I tried. Here's the account I had created for you.
Here is the money.
Everything that. So I understand it is difficult, and some families are very toxic and unsafe for fathers to be around. But for the sake of your children, try. You have no choice but to try. Right? And don't just try, just kick something and no, fight for that. Fight for that child. Fight to being present, regardless of how dangerous it is. Because kids will know. Kids will say eventually, especially when you reach teen, you can suss out the lies of your mom.
100%.
There's some mothers' lies are not consistent, right? Yeah. They're not consistent at all. Because it's like, hey, this person used to do this. This is like, but you have like 7 kids with this person. How did we get here? Right? Yeah. Kids will start to interrogate. So whatever you do as a father, whatever situation that you're in, try and keep trying and keep trying. And when that kid has questions later in life, you can present. Some people give up too easily on their kids, right? They give up way too easy.
Because all excuses that you make are valid.
Yeah.
I tried. Your mother didn't allow me. But for me, my closing is wherever you are, and if you know you have kids somewhere that you're not, you don't have any relationship with them, try.
Yeah.
Because we are these kids now trying so hard to heal from the wounds that you've left.
Yeah.
We're trying so hard to turn off the stove because we are shacks on fire. We are hazards.
Yeah.
Try, and be a present father.
Next week, we're going to talk about fathers that don't even know that they're fathers.
100%.
Away.
Out.
Peace.